Tower 91 Foxtrot.
I'm my Fox, wind 240 degrees at 05 knots, clear to land, runway 24, and confirm after landing you are for Park 1.
After landing, Tower
9, my Fox, to tower, cancel landing clearance, orbit on the approach of runway 24.
I'd love to keep flying, but we're almost back at Lucca. Air traffic control have asked us to circle here over Valletta to allow some heavier traffic to land.
9 good Charlie Tower, Microlight is orbiting on the approach of runway 24.
Microlight orbiting on the approach of runway 24. 9 good Charlie.
I imagine that the last thing that an airline pilot wants to do at the end of a long trip is have to start dodging microlights. It's the last thing that I want at the moment. We're going to do exactly as they say and enjoy the last few moments of our flight and the views of Valletta, Floriana and the Grand Harbour.
My Foxtrot Tower, copy traffic information. Light aircraft will be joining left downwind for runway 24. You are number 1.
Roger, am I cleared to continue the approach for runway 24 and my Foxtrot? I have landing traffic inside.
My Foxtrot join final runway 24 report final.
Okay, the holiday jets are clear and we've been given permission to land. We've gained quite a bit of height whilst we've been circling, so we'll have to make a steep approach. This runway is where we started out from a couple of hours ago, and we're going to add some rubber from our tyres to the thin layer that has been put down by the thousands of aircraft that have landed here before us. We've flown 80 miles and used about 3 gallons of fuel in the process. We've seen Malta and Gozo unroll like a map beneath our wings, and we've been lucky enough to see these beautiful islands through the eyes of a bird. Through the eyes of a falcon, perhaps. And if that sounded like the end, it should have been, but I can't finish without showing you a little bit of the Maltese national pastime. Some might say the Maltese national obsession. I'm talking about the traditional village festa. The people of Malta are Roman Catholics. Each village celebrates the feast of their patron saint in a very spectacular fashion. Today we're guests of the people of Kajin, but the recipe is pretty much the same wherever you go. For a successful festa, you need a saint, as many fireworks as you can get your hands on, and a couple of brass bands. Mix them all together and the result is a long, noisy weekend. If you're in Malta during the festa season, and that's any time between May and September, choose your village and go see for yourself. Officially, the program starts with church services 9 days before the actual feast day, but you'll want to go on the final Saturday and Sunday to see the bands, the processions, and of course the fireworks. The best displays are generally on the Saturday evening, and in Malta, real fireworks have to be loud. The louder and higher the better. These fireworks are all made in local factories and are fired into the air in enormous quantities from fields outside the village. If the aerial bombardment isn't enough for you, most villages also have a big static display with enormous spinning stars and whirling Catherine wheels. On Sunday evenings, things are a bit more serious. After evening mass, the statue is carried out of the church for the start of a journey round the streets of the village that will cover several miles and last a couple of hours. From the moment the statue leaves the church to the time it gets back, it will be showered in mountains of ticker tape and serenaded by, guess what, lots and lots of loud fireworks. Over the course of the evening, the statue winds its way through the streets lined with sellers of traditional Maltese fast food, fried date-filled calorie bombs, alongside the inevitable chips, kebabs and burgers. This evening, Tarjin is probably the noisiest place on the island. It must be a real nuisance if you're looking for a quiet spot to make a phone call, but surely this young lady could have tried a little bit harder. Hello, can you hear me? I'm at the festa. And now, this really is the end. This is where we leave Malta and the good people of Tarjin. They'll be following their statue through the village for the next few hours, and by the looks of things, they'll be clearing up for the next couple of days.